Your brain doesn't care whether you succeed or fail, not one bit. It's just sitting up there following orders. And here's the fascinating part. It's taking orders from you, whether you know it or not. Now, the neuroscientists, these brilliant folks in white coats, they've discovered something we old philosophers suspected all along. They call it neuroplasticity. Fancy word, simple concept. Your brain rewires itself based on what you repeatedly think and do. Think about that. The brain you have today isn't the brain you're stuck with forever. It's more like a garden than a monument. You can plant new seeds. Here's what I love about this. You don't need 3 years to see change. You don't need 3 decades. In 90 days, just 3 months, you can create new neural pathways that transform how you think, how you act, and ultimately, how you live. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You've got to be intentional. You've got to work the soil. Let me share something with you. There was a study done at University College London. Researchers wanted to know how long it really takes to form a habit. You know what they found? On average, 66 days, not 21 like everyone says. 66 days of consistent action before something becomes automatic. That fits perfectly into our 3-month window, doesn't it? But here's where most people mess up. They try to rewire everything at once. They want to change their finances, their health, their relationships, their career all on Monday morning. And by Friday, they're exhausted and back to the old patterns. I learned this lesson years ago. You can't renovate the whole house in a weekend. So here's what the successful people do differently. They pick one major pattern to interrupt. Maybe it's the morning routine. Maybe it's how they talk to themselves when things go wrong. Maybe it's who they spend time with in the evening. One thing, one neural pathway. They work that groove until it's deep and automatic. Then they move to the next one. It's like compound interest for your mind. Small deposits, made consistently, create extraordinary results over time. Now let me tell you about the 3 pillars of rewiring your brain. And I promise you, this isn't complicated, but it does require discipline. First pillar, what goes in? Your brain is like a magnificent computer. But here's the thing, garbage in, garbage out. The psychologists call it cognitive input, but I just call it being careful about what you feed your mind. If you spend 3 months feeding your brain excellence, good books, educational content, conversations with people who are going somewhere, your brain starts building networks around excellence. But if you feed it gossip, negativity, and mindless entertainment for 3 months, well, don't be surprised when your thoughts run in those same ruts. Second pillar, what you rehearse. Every thought you think carves a little pathway. Think it again, the pathway gets deeper. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. Your most repeated thoughts literally become your personality. So here's the question. What are you rehearsing? Success or failure? Confidence or doubt? Gratitude or complaint? Because I promise you, after 90 days of rehearsing something, it becomes who you are. That's not philosophy. That's neuroscience meeting ancient wisdom. Third pillar, what you do with your body. Now stay with me here. This one surprises people. Your brain doesn't just control your body instructs your brain. When you exercise, you release something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists call it miracle grow for the brain. It helps you grow new neurons, strengthens connections, improves memory and learning. I've watched this happen. Man starts walking 30 minutes every morning. Within weeks, he's not just physically stronger, he's thinking clearer, solving problems better, feeling more optimistic. Why? Because movement literally changes brain chemistry. The ancient Romans knew this. Mens sana in corpore sano, a sound mind and a sound body. They didn't have the research, but they had the wisdom. Here's my point. You can't just think your way to a rewired brain. You've got to move, you've got to act, you've got to engage your whole being. The poker player who only reads books never becomes great. The entrepreneur who only plans never builds wealth. At some point, you've got to get in the game, make the mistakes, feel the feedback. That's when the real rewiring happens. So here's what I'm asking you to do, not someday, not when conditions are perfect, but starting today. Pick one pattern you're going to interrupt for the next 90 days, just one. Maybe it's replacing that first hour of scrolling with reading. Maybe it's writing down 3 wins every evening before bed. Maybe it's surrounding yourself with different people who challenge you to grow. Whatever you choose, remember this. The brain loves consistency more than it loves intensity. Better to read 10 pages every single day than to read a whole book once a month in a burst of inspiration. Better to take a 20-minute walk daily than to punish yourself at the gym for 3 hours on Saturday. The secret isn't in the dramatic gesture. It's in the steady, unremarkable repetition. 3 months from now, you'll look back and barely recognize how you used to think. Your mind will run on new tracks. Solutions will appear where you once saw only problems. Opportunities will emerge where you once saw only obstacles. And people will ask, "What happened to you?" And you can smile and say, "I learned something beautiful. I'm not stuck with the brain I had. I'm building the brain I need. Now go do the work. Your future self is counting on you."